Welcome to The World is Your Oyster. This is our inaugural film that we're starting to do each Tuesday on our Tuesday Tidbit. I'm Steve, and Lisa is right here, host for today at Active Travels. And we're excited to have Liz Coleman, one of our best buddies in the travel industry, join us today to talk about Paul Gauguin cruises, which are in French Polynesia. Now, I know Liz knows this, and I know Lisa knows this, but I actually started in this industry writing for Brides magazine about honeymoon resorts in the South Pacific. And that's when I first found out that, yes, French Polynesia are the most striking islands in the world. So believe what James Michener said, believe what Paul Gauguin said, believe what Herman Melville said. Yes, these are by far the most beautiful islands in the world. The verdant mountainside, the jagged cliffs, and it's only 2 hours by air past Hawaii. But Liz, great to have you here. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It is so exciting to be here, and I so appreciate the time that you've given me to talk about one of the most magical parts of the world. You've experienced it. I've had the opportunity to go there a number of times, and I have to tell you, it's almost, it's a sublime experience. It's something that touches the soul that is unmarked by any other place in the world that I've visited. And so any opportunity to talk about this special part of the world is really special to me. So thank you for that.
Well, it's great for you. Yeah, we're great for you to be here. So let's talk a little bit about Paul Gauguin cruises. I know it's one of the best ways to see the islands, obviously, in that lap of luxury. But if you could tell us about the number of passengers and so forth, your typical cruise, how long it is.
Absolutely. So, you know, sometimes people don't always think about sailing in French Polynesia. They think about, you know, in that mysterious overwater bungalow, which is absolutely amazing as well. But if you're one person that wants to explore multiple islands, this is the best, the most effortless, the most efficient way to go from place to place without having to pack and unpack. And because the ship itself is small, it's an intimate setting with just over 300 guests, and it's an all-inclusive experience, starting with airfare out of LA, all of your meals, wines, and spirits. It allows you to really decompress, disconnect from the world while taking in the natural beauty of the islands and, you know, watching the world go by, if you will. So it's really the most effortless way to see the territory.
Excellent.
Great.
So I know we're all excited for the world to open up again. But when is Paul Gauguin Cruises going to get back in the water?
Well, you know, that's a great question. You know, Paul Gauguin Cruises was one of the first cruise lines to actually start sailing again. French Polynesia opened her doors last July, and we were a part of that, sailing intermittently in 2020. And then most recently, Tahiti closed again, just to make sure that, you know, the virus wasn't getting out of control. So right now we're not sailing right now, in part because we're making the ship look awfully pretty again in dry dock. So technically the territory is closed until April 1st, and we see ourselves coming back to the area sometime this summer. So stay tuned, because we know that this is sort of a moving target, but I think the safety and the health and wellness of not only the Polynesians, the French Polynesians, but our guests, our crew and staff is paramount. So we really do take measures to make sure that it makes sense to start sailing again.
And are there going to be, you know, COVID kind of protocols or things that are a little bit different on the ship now?
So we're now owned by Ponant, which is a French company. And I have to tell you, I've been so impressed by the protocols that they always had in place for the health and well-being of their guests. And that's translated to making sure that our guests are likewise protected. So French Polynesia already had protocols in place whereby even before getting on the flight to Tahiti, you had to have a negative PCR test 72 hours prior to embarkation. That's what we're doing in the States and many places anyway. And then upon arrival, you also receive a self-administered test that you have to take 4 days into your sailing. Modern technology. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So, sorry. Pardon me. So that you do receive a self-administered test. And then we have one more test that we require from Paul Gauguin Cruises. Prior to embarkation, within 24 hours, you have to get tested again. And there is a testing site at the pier. So those results can be made available very, very quickly. But that has to be done within 24 hours. So we feel like, you know, coming into the area before you know, get on board, you're really well taken care of in terms of making sure that you're safe.
Perfect.
Excellent.
That sounds good.
So, you know, we love the part of the world, the South Pacific, and the islands, French Polynesia, the authenticity, the people, the culture, the food, the beauty. What is it that you love about the islands?
Oh my gosh. To me, it's the people. And when you couple the people with the natural beauty that is all around you. And when I talk about the people, I mean, not only the French Polynesian people, but I also mean the staff on the ship. So I feel like whenever you set sail, wherever you embark, whatever territory you're in, you always make connections with a destination, right? And I always feel that connection is best made when you connect with a certain group of people. And that's what makes it so special for me. It's the kindness, it's the warmth of the Polynesians coupled with the service levels and the warmth of the staff as well.
Great. Are there special things that happen on board the ship during the course of the cruise?
Yes, as a matter of fact. So one thing that, you know, Steve, you started off saying what was your your background, and you started out with Bride magazine. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
Well, you know, when we think about French Polynesia, when we think about Tahiti, we think about special celebrations, we think about marked events. This is one of the top 10 requested destinations for brides, for people that celebrate, you know, special anniversaries, honeymoons, and anniversaries. So if you join us and you are celebrating a honeymoon or say an anniversary, you can participate in our Tahitian blessing ceremony, which is complimentary. And what's so fun about it, it's Tahitian style. It's really what they do in the islands in terms of celebrating that particular monumental event.
Perfect.
Love it. So we've been to Marquesas, and we've been to Cook Islands, and we've been to Society Islands. But I would take it like Bora Bora, Moorea, the Society Islands are still your most popular idea.
Yes. So we have a variety of sailings, so 7, 10, 11, and 14-night sailings. And the most popular island chain is the Society Islands, and that's on our 7-night sailing. That Society Island itinerary also, when we go out to the outer islands, like to Tuamotus or the Marquesas, is always incorporated in any other sailing. So you will never miss Moorea. You'll never miss Bora Bora. You'll have those iconic places that people think about when they think of French Polynesia as well.
And are there any promotions that you can tell us about going on right now?
I can. In fact, there is a 2-week sale going on right now through March 5th. So if any of your travelers, any of your clients are really thinking about getting away sooner than later, there are a number of sailings between now and the end of the year. Really, we're concentrating on August just because of the State of the Union in French Polynesia. They can receive like 25% off their cruise fare, so which is really remarkable. I mean, it is really an amazing opportunity, honestly.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, Liz. You know, we're all excited to get out of here. So pent up over this last.
I know. I think we should all go away, don't you think?
I think
Yes.
so. I think Polynesia, French Polynesia sounds like the perfect place to go. Thanks for joining us today on our inaugural The World is Your Oyster, little coffee break for people. And hopefully we'll see you out in the water soon.
Okay, as they say in the islands, maruru.
Maru.
Maru. Cheers, thanks.
Cheers, thank you.